The Red Sox and the Yankees split a series at Fenway. The Pittsburgh Pirates take 2 of 3 from the Milwaukee Brewers. You think the St. Louis Cardinals are going to have an easy road this week after a 4-game set against the Phillies? They're not, and I'll explain why. And the Mets and the Braves face off in a very, very crucial NL East leading matchup. And the NASCAR Cup Series was in Atlanta, and a Georgia boy came home the winner. I will have all of that tonight, and we will start the show right after this. Everybody, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. The Red Sox wound up getting a split against the Yankees in a 4-game set at Fenway Park. Aaron Judge did not play the whole series, just to let you know. And there were no special pitching performances in this 4-game set, despite everything that has happened. We had 2 games that were close. There was one that went into extra innings, and the Sunday night game turned out to be a real flop for the Yankees. But, of course, there was a little bit of comedy when Aaron Boone got kicked and got tossed from the game on Sunday night for arguing balls and strikes, and he said a few words that I can't repeat, which made me thinking, I hope his mommy wasn't watching. But anyway, JD Martinez, welcome back. 5 of 16 for this 3-game set with 3 runs, a double, 2 RBIs, 3 strikeouts. I'm going to give you some love, my man. Xander Bogaerts. He was 4 for 15 in this 4-game set. 2 runs, 1 RBI, 2 walks, but he did strike out 4 times. Xander, you're hitting .311 right now. Keep it up, but you got to cut out the strikeouts, man. And Christian Vasquez, as far as I'm concerned, he was the star of this 4-game set. 5 for 15 with 2 runs, 2 doubles, a home run, 4 RBIs, 2 strikeouts. You get my gold star this week, man. But on the other side of the ball for the New York Yankees, real quick, DJ LeMahieu, 4 for 15 with 2 runs. Well, actually 4 for 15 with a double, 3 strikeouts. DJ, got to do some more damage, man. Giancarlo Stanton, he wasn't much to brag about either. 2 for 12 with 2 runs, 2 RBIs. He struck out 6 times. 4 strikeouts in the game on Saturday night. And Josh Donaldson, he was the star for the Yankees in the opener. He had the grand slam he had the granny on Thursday. He was 4 for 16 with 3 runs. He had the grand slam along with another home run. 8 RBIs total, 1 walk, but he did strike out 6 times. So what did this all mean? Well, it means one thing. The Red Sox are now only 14 games back of the New York Yankees in a battle for the AL East. Could this be 1978 in reverse? The Yankees were playing 750 baseball. But the Red Sox, if they can get hot and the Yankees can have their struggles, there's still a chance for the Red Sox to catch them. It's only July 10th. We haven't gone to the All-Star break yet. That's what everybody seems to forget. 14 games, it's not insurmountable. Just ask the 78 New York Yankees. They were 14 games out. The Red Sox were playing 750 baseball. And if they pick up a game a week, they would be tied. And yes, there was a game 163 at the end of the season. Both teams finished with a 99-63 record. The Yankees won the playoff, and you guys know the rest. Bucky Bleeping Dent hitting the home run off of Mike Torres, the 3-run shot, which propelled the Yankees ultimately to a World Series crown, and Bucky Dent getting named World Series MVP. I haven't forgot about that. Could we see this in reverse? Can the Red Sox come back from 14 games back? Can they do it? We'll have to wait and see. But Aaron Judge, he's struggling right now. He's only hitting 283. DJ LeMahieu's hitting 267. Stanton's hitting 236. And Josh Donaldson, he's hitting 228. And you got two guys from the Red Sox hitting over 300 right now. They just haven't had much to show for it. That's the problem. There's a long way to go. We've just passed the halfway point of the season. The All-Star break is only 9 days away. The All-Star break is going to be around the corner before we know it. Okay? That's the thing. The All-Star break is almost here. And this was a big help. The Red Sox getting a split against the Yankees really did help. And the Cincinnati Reds actually swept the Tampa Bay Rays, believe it or not. I didn't get that information wrote down. I do apologize because I have more important things I want to talk about. No offense to Reds fans watching, but I got a couple of there's some more important fish to fry coming up later in the show. All right. I've got some good news for Pittsburgh Pirate fans everywhere. The Pittsburgh Pirates have taken 2 out of 3 from the Milwaukee Brewers. This is the first time since the final series of the season, all the way back in 2018, that the Pirates have actually took a series from the Milwaukee Brewers to close out the season. Now, there were no pitching performances in this series, but there were some performances by some key guys on both sides of on the hitter side of the ball. Kevin Newman, he may have only been 4 for 13, but he did have a run, 1 RBI, and 2 strikeouts. He's hitting 262 right now. He's the power hitter for the Pirates, despite the fact the Pirates are 14 games below 500. Brian Reynolds, he may have only been 3 for 7, but he did have a run, a double, 2 walks, and he did strike out 3 times. A little bit of a downside. By the way, Reynolds is hitting 261. Ben Gamel. Or Ben Gamble. I don't know if it's Gamble or Gamble. If I pronounce it incorrectly, I apologize. But anyway, he's hitting 253. Yeah, he was only 1 for 10 with a run. But that one hit was worth something. It was a run, a home run, 2 RBIs. He did have 2 walks, though, but he did strike out 6 times. The only downside for the Pirates in this 3-game set. Now, for the Milwaukee Brewers, I don't know how in the world the Brewers are still in first place in the National League Central. Yes, the Cardinals are struggling. I understand that. But listen to this. Andrew McCutchen, he's hitting 253. He was 4 for 12 with 2 runs, 3 RBIs and a walk, but he did strike out 4 times. Kelton Wong, he's hitting 235. He was 2 for 10 in this 3-game set. He did have a triple. I'll give him an out with 2 runs, 1 RBI, but he did strike out 3 times. But Rowdy Tellez, he's hitting 230. He was supposed to be the power guy for the Brewers. 1 for 13 with 3 strikeouts. If the Brewer fans want to point the finger blaming anybody, Rowdy Tellez will be my first guy. And as far as pitching performances go, I don't have any because there weren't really that much to brag about in this 3-game set. The Brewers are hanging on to a 2.5-game lead, barely. And you can thank the bad luck the Cardinals have had. Losing 3 of 4 against the Braves. Winning today against the Phillies after dropping the first 2. And if they can get a split against the Cardinals, that would be if the Cardinals can get a split against the Phillies, that would be one thing. But do you think it's going to be easy for the St. Louis Cardinals? Cardinals Nation? Boy, do I have some real bad news for you. It's not going to get any easier. Because guess what? Now, yes, there is a 4-game set. They got 1 more to go against the Phillies. But then after that, they've got the Dodgers, the red-hot Los Angeles Dodgers, coming to Busch Stadium. And remember, the Cubs took them to the limit in every game. against the Dodgers. Now, I've got the pitching matchups. Those are set. Those are going to be announced by me for this moment. This is a 3-game set, which starts on Tuesday. So there's going to be no rest for the weary St. Louis Cardinals. And they're a little bit weary right now. The Cardinals hitting may have to come through. The Cardinal power bats are going to have to do some damage. Because the Cardinal pitching has been good but not great, or nothing to brag about. But anyway, here are the pitching matchups for this 3-game set starting on Tuesday between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Los Angeles Dodgers. On Tuesday, the St. Louis Cardinals are going to be sending Matthew Liberatore to the mound. He has a 2-1 record with a 4.74 ERA and 22 strikeouts to his credit. And who will the Los Angeles Dodgers be sending to the mound on Tuesday? Mitch White. He has a 1-1 record with a 3.38 ERA and 39 strikeouts to his credit. That's your Tuesday matchup. Now, the next 2 matchups are going to be interesting. Now, the Tuesday matchup is kind of a slow build-up to the other 2 on Wednesday and Thursday. But here's the Wednesday matchup. The Cardinals are going to go with Adam Wainwright. He has a 6-7 record with a 3.15 ERA, 84 strikeouts to his credit. The Wainers had some struggles. But who will Wainwright be facing on Wednesday? Tony Gonsolin. As far as I'm concerned, there's your National League Cy Young. Sorry, Mets fans, but I can't give it to Scherzer. I would go with Tony Gonsolin to win the National League Cy Young. Tony Gonsolin, right now, he has a perfect record of 11-0 with a 1.62 ERA, 80 strikeouts to his credit. Tony Gonsolin, unless Max Scherzer does something really spectacular in the second half of this season, Tony Gonsolin's going to be your National League Cy Young Award. Going to win the National League Cy Young. That's all there is to it. Then on Thursday, to close it out, the St. Louis Cardinals are going to send Dakota Hudson to the mound. He has a 6-5 record with an ERA of 4 and 50 strikeouts to his credit. And the Los Angeles Dodgers will be sending Ian Anderson to the mound. He has a 9-1 record with a 3.15 ERA and 77 strikeouts to his credit. Those are your pitching matchups for this 3-game set starting on Tuesday. If the Cardinals can get out on Monday with a win over the Phillies, that would be super. Because that will give them some momentum when they face the red-hot Dodgers coming into Busch Stadium. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. The Cardinal bats are going to have to step up. Paul Goldschmidt, he's hitting .340 with a slugging percentage of .424. He has done a lot of damage. Nolan Arenado, I think he's in like about .280 or something like that. But if you think about the Dodgers, you've got Gavin Lux, he's hitting .304, OPP of .376. Trey Turner, he's hitting .301 right now. This 3-game set, starting on Tuesday for the Cardinals, could be do or die. It could be a do or die situation. Because the Brewers, despite the fact they lost 2 out of 3, the Cardinals dropped the first 2 against the Phillies. Yes, they did win today, and they got one more tomorrow. Or on Monday, on Monday. And then they got a 3-game set against the Dodgers. So literally, Cardinal Nation, your Cardinals are going to have their hands full. Literally. You got one more against the Phillies. Then you got 3 against the red hot Dodgers. You guys are going to be in for a long week. That's all there is to it. But I'll tell you what. Cardinal Nation has been resilient. The Cardinal fans, the Cardinal players, they have been resilient. The Dodgers, everybody's expecting them to be in the World Series. Everybody's thinking it's going to be a Yankees-Dodgers Fall Classic. Now, we're only halfway through the season, people. It's not over yet. That's all I got to say about that. But, folks, I got one more special interest series. And this one does involve the New York Mets. The New York Mets, and I'm saving the best for last on this one. The New York Mets face the Atlanta Braves in a very, very important 3-game set starting tomorrow. A 3-game set that starts tomorrow night on FS1. The New York Mets only have a 1.5-game lead over the Atlanta Braves. At one point, the Mets had a 10-game lead. They couldn't do anything wrong. Scherzer got hurt. A few other players got hurt. And the Braves have all of a sudden, they're picking themselves right back into this, despite the fact they lost Freddie Freeman during the offseason. No Freddie Freeman, it looks like it's been no problem for the Braves. This 3-game set, starting at Turner Field on Monday, is going to be a very big one. Here's why. A 1.5-game lead for the Mets. If the Braves get a sweep, or if they take 2 out of 3, it's going to be a long fight all the way to the end. So whatever happens in this 3-game set, the team that takes it, they got to go for the sweep. The Mets have got to get it's very simple. It's very simple. The New York Mets, they got to go for a sweep. The Braves, they're in the same situation. This is a very big week. And I've got the pitching matchups. You might want to listen to this. On Monday, for the matchup between the Mets and the Braves on Monday, the New York Mets are sending Max Scherzer to the mound. He has a 5-1 record with a 2.26 ERA and 70 strikeouts. He's been out for a while. Could that be effective? And the Braves are sending Max Fry to the mound. He has a 9-2 record with a 2.52 ERA and 100 strikeouts to his credit. Max Scherzer was on the injured list for a while. He's on his way back. How will he do in a big game situation like this on Monday? We'll have to wait and see. Then on Tuesday, the New York Mets are sending David Peterson to the mound. He has a 5-1 record with a 3.48 ERA, 67 strikeouts to his credit. And the Atlanta Braves will be sending Spencer Strider to the mound. He has a 4-2 record, a 2.60 ERA, and 102 strikeouts to his credit. Boy, it's not looking good for the Braves for the Mets hitting with the big pitchers that the Braves are sending. Then on Wednesday, Chris Bassett will be going to the mound for the Mets. He has a 6-6 record with a 3.94 ERA and 98 strikeouts to his credit. That's the really only hope for the Mets. Oh, take that back. The Braves will be sending Charlie Morton to the mound. He has a 5-3 record with a 4.21 ERA, and he has 108 strikeouts to his credit. As far as the hitting goes for the Mets, Jeff McNeil, he's hitting .311 with an OBP of .371. He's going to need every last bit of that if the Mets want to take 2 out of 3 and go for the sweep against the Braves. Pete Alonso, he's hitting .273 right now with 23 home runs and 70 RBIs. That is a very key factor in this week. And as far as the Atlanta Braves go, Dansby Swanson, the big power hitter, he's hitting .302 with an OBP of .357. And Austin Riley, he's hitting .282, but he leads the team with 23 home runs and 56 RBIs. Folks, this 3-game set between the Mets and the Braves is literally a 50-50 toss-up. It's too close to call, or TC, like some of the sports guys used like to say, or some of the politicians. 2 huge series this week. St. Louis and the Cardinals and the Dodgers, and the Mets and the Braves. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be one of the craziest weeks I've ever had in a long time. I know baseball is the only sport in action, but when you got to battle for a division lead, and you got the St. Louis Cardinals trying to battle back against the Milwaukee Brewers, trying to get some games back, and you got the Red Hot Dodgers coming to St. Louis, just about anything can happen. The bottom line is this. May the best team win. May the best two teams win in these two series coming up. All right. Let's move on to the NASCAR Cup Series. The NASCAR Cup Series today was at the Atlanta Motor Speedway today. Georgia's own Chase Elliott has become the second Georgia-born driver since his dad, Bill, to win in Atlanta. He led 96 laps today, a great day for him. Ross Chastain came home second despite there was some damage to the right front of his car. To the left front of his car, I mean. Austin's this year's Daytona 500 champion, Austin Cindric, was third. He led 7 laps today. Eric Jones was fourth, driving for Petty Enterprises. And Ryan Blaney, still looking for his first win of the season, trying to get into the playoffs, finished fifth. Daniel Suarez was sixth, Justin Haley seventh. Eric Almirola finished eighth, Cole Custer ninth, and rookie Harrison Burton, driving for the Wood Brothers, rounds out the top 10. And he actually led 9 laps today. Great job, Harrison. The Indy cars will be back in action next week in the streets of Toronto, and the NASCAR Cup Series moves on. They go to Pocono for a great race there. And we still got some drivers that are hungry for their first win of the season. Ryan Blaney finished fifth. He's one of them. Eric Almirola, he's below the cut line. He's another one of those drivers. Kevin Harvick, he struggled today at the worst possible time. The Cup Series goes to Pocono next Sunday. And we'll wait on the USA Network, and we'll see what happens. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts on this weekend. The weekend is over. We had a great weekend. A great sports weekend. The Red Sox and Yankees getting a split. The Pittsburgh Pirates stunning the Milwaukee Brewers in a 3-game set. But this upcoming week is going to be crazy. I thought for sure it would be a slow week, but I'm thinking, what am I saying? The All-Star break is now just a little over a week away. We've had a great first half of the Major League Baseball season. Now we're into the second half. The Braves and the Mets fighting it out for first place in the National League East. Can the Braves come out of nowhere and take a 3-game sweep and reclaim that top spot as a top team, as the top dog in the NL East? We'll have to wait and see. Can the Cardinals get one more against the Phillies and possibly take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers? That's going to be a tall order, but we'll wait and see what happens anyway. It has been a great weekend in the sports world, and it's time to move on to Monday. But it's going to be crazy Monday through Thursday this upcoming week. And that's all I have to say tonight. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here on this night. Please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. All you have to do is type my name, scroll down, look for this pretty face, click subscribe, and you will see all of the sports shows I have done so far. I will be back here Friday morning, and I'll be back here on Friday. I'm going to go for 12 noon with the Scott Manning YouTube Friday Sports Machine to get you ready for the weekend and have a look back at this crazy week that we're going to have coming up. And that's all I can say. Thank you guys so much for being with me here on this night. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and I thank you.